YouTube? I'm back. Today's YouTube video is going to be sex game rejected by hot women, or actually I'll save that title for another video. We're going to call this sex game men should stop buying women things. Now, the reason why I'm making this YouTube video is because this is a mistake I made in junior high, high school, and some part of college. And I see men from the ages of 18 to 29 are going to make the same painful, embarrassing, humiliating mistake. And I want to save you the embarrassment and the humiliation of buying a woman, stuff that she didn't ask for, and then it results in you getting rejected. Not one, not two, not three. Yes, I'm doing the LeBron James from the Miami Heat. Not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven. But you get rejected 8 to 9 times because you bought her something for her birthday, or you bought her something for Valentine's Day, or you bought her something for Christmas. And I'm about to explain to you what's happened to you and why you can't seem to figure out as a man. And it doesn't matter if you're a black man, a white man, a Mexican man, or an Asian man. I'm about to explain to you guys 90% of the problem. You see, women, and I'm not trying to pick on women, I'm not trying to make women feel bad for it, but women have been, I don't want to use the word brainwash, because that's such a strong, powerful word to use on YouTube. So I'm going to try to find a PG word that's still similar to brainwashing. I'm going to say conditioned. Women have been conditioned at birth to think there is something wrong with you trying to buy them something for their birthday, Valentine's Day, Christmas. You can get away with it sometimes on Valentine's Day, and sometimes you can't. And you see, anytime you talk to your mom or your grandmom, they'll tell you that it's an insult to buy a woman something when she didn't ask for it. And the reason why women don't want you buying them expensive gifts or trying to ask them out to lunch and dinner is because they've been conditioned to think that there's something wrong with you trying that. And that also kills 90% of the sexual attraction. You might say, but that doesn't make any sense. Me buying her something for her birthday or Valentine's kills. Yes, it kills 90% of the sexual attraction because it doesn't make your value go up. It starts to slowly but maturely devalue and bring your value down to the point where no woman finds you physically, sexually attractive. That means black women, white women, Mexican women, Asian women. I don't care if you like women that are high class, middle class, and a lot of times women that are low class. About 90% of the time, they will not find you physically, sexually attractive because that is not an alpha male trait. That is better known as an beta male trait. See, when we use these terms alpha male and a beta male, it's one of those concepts where they say an alpha male is completing himself. That means he's not trying to get no one's attention. He's not trying to make somebody like or respect him. Like, he feels 100% complete with himself, that he doesn't need anything from anyone. He's not trying to fit in a social group because he see the people don't like him because he's an asshole or a jerk. Or they just don't like him, period. No matter what he does, good or bad, they just don't like him. And he want to know why people don't like him. Alpha males be like, kiss my ass. I don't care if you like me or don't like me. Who cares what you don't like? Why beta males, generally, they care too much. They actually care if they have friends or not. Beta males, they actually want someone to like and respect them. Beta males want to belong to some place. Alpha males are like Godzilla. They can care less if they're accepted or not. And I know this is a confusing concept because you'll be trying to figure out, well, I see some alpha males that play on the basketball team and football team, and they have a lot of friends. And I'm going to explain that before the video's over on how that happens. You see, society has convinced the vast majority of women that you're a convicted criminal. You heard exactly what I said. I didn't stutter. So if you're drinking Coca-Cola, if you're drinking Pepsi, Mountain Dew, or some Hennessy, or some beer, or some water, or coffee or tea, and you spit it out and say, whoa, what did this man just say? Society has convinced women and conditioned women to think you're a convicted felon. Now you might say, but I don't rob banks. I don't rob liquor stores. I don't be trying to make bombs in my mom's basement and try to blow up the United States. And I'm not saying that you don't do that. What I'm saying is when you look at the news, when you look at the media, 95% of the time they're showing pictures, negative images, and they're projecting it into women's head to make them psychologically think you are exactly what you see in the movies and television shows. Hold on, every time I do a YouTube video, you always have somebody that likes to call early in the morning. Hold on. Sorry about that. Like I was saying, they put these images in women's head. And then when you try to approach a woman, and it doesn't matter if you like black women, white women, Mexican women, or Asian women, about 90% of the time, as soon as you open your mouth and you try to approach her to take her out, hold on, here we go again. It seems like the person don't know what the word "don't call in the morning" means. Like I was saying, when you try to approach a woman, doesn't matter if it's a black woman or a white woman or a Mexican woman or an Asian woman, 90% of the time, and you try to ask her out to lunch and dinner, or you say, I want to hang out at the mall or at the park or at the beach, the movie theater, or let's go work out at the gym, or let's go get some coffee. Mostly 99.9% of the time, you'll try this at school, but at number one, work. And the reason why it fails 90% of the time is because she's going to hit you with those legendary famous words, I don't know you. You know, are you a murderer? Are you a serial killer? Are you Michael Myers? Are you Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th? And you might say, but I don't rob banks. I don't rob liquor stores. I don't rob mom and pop stores. I don't be trying to build bombs to blow up the United States. I don't do any of those stuff that makes you into a criminal. I'm not the police are not looking for me. The FBI and the CIA is not looking for me. And a lot of women will look at you and say, yeah, that's true, but I don't know you very well. And a lot of times when you try to buy a girl a gift, she'll take it as an insult. Like, are you that desperate to make me like you and respect you? And if you do it at your job like I did, unfortunately, then you'll get hit with not one strike, not two strikes, not three. You'll get hit with 4 strikes. And you know what happens once you get your final strike? You're one step away from being fired and terminated. You've seen the Terminator movies. You'll be terminated like that. And it could take you 5 to 10 years to go look for another job. Once that's on your record, it stays on your record for life. It don't come off your record. It stays on your record for life. Even if you go to 15, 20 different companies, half of them will say no because your current history is you like to buy girls t-shirts and books, and she never asked for you to buy those things, and we're afraid you might do that at your next job here with us. So we're going to have to turn you down for employment. It'd be 5, 10, 15 years before anybody looks at you twice and say, all right, we'll hire you. And I'm sorry to say this, but you've been lied to. Your parents lied to you. Your grandparents lied to you. Everyone's lied to you. They've told you if you just buy a girl some flowers, some roses, some box of chocolate candy, ask yourself one question. When you buy that, why does it always fail 90% of the time? Because the woman don't find that physically sexually attractive. She never found it physically sexually attractive. Anytime a girl say, oh, that's so sweet, oh, that's cute, she doing that because she is surprised that you would do it. But she's like, you're not my boyfriend, you're not my husband, you're not even a potential candidate and you did this and I didn't ask for it. And since you did it without her permission, it's not 100% legitimate. It's not 100% genuine. So now she thinks of you less and has less respect for you. So now every time she see you, she now assumes you're going to keep doing it, which most of us make that mistake. And then she has to do the one thing she don't want to do. That's transform into a ruthless, cold-hearted bitch because to her, she don't find that physically, sexually attractive. Now, you might say, but Tyrone and Chad do it. Yes, but here's the thing. They don't do it because they want to get laid and have sex. They do it because it comes from the heart. It may not look like it. It may not feel like it. It may not seem like it, but it comes from... You ever notice why one guy can't get a girl to hug him and he's known her for 6 months, 9 months, 2 years, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, but the other guy can get a hug anytime he wants? It's because he never asked for nothing. He never wanted nothing. Now, I know that seems like a stupid, dumb concept, but it's not. And I'll tell you why it's not a stupid, dumb concept. Because about 8 years ago when I was in college, my professor told me, you know why most of you men will never get a girl's phone number? And he looked dead at my face when he said it, and I said, why? He said, because you always think you're supposed to want something. Every time you try to attain something or want something, you never get it. You want a house? Instead of a house, you get an apartment. You want a house or an apartment, you end up becoming somebody's roommate. And he was trying to explain to me that there's this order in the universe that it works against you because you spend so much time and energy trying to get something that you don't realize how much trouble you're going through to get it. And he told me one of the best methods, one of the best ways to get what you want is to not even try to get what you want. And again, you might say, but that's stupid and that makes no sense. But I thought that too, until I sat down and I reflect on all the women that rejected me. There was one thing in common. Junior high, high school, college, work. I kept giving girls candles. I kept buying girls Valentine's Day cards, Christmas cards, birthday cards. And I got no phone numbers, no email addresses. I would say, let's hang out on Fridays and Saturdays. Absolutely nothing. 90% of the time, failed. And then I finally saw the secret. I finally saw what he was talking about. And he told me, you're not going to see it in high school and college. You got to go into the real world to see it. You got to go to the gym. You got to go to the park, the beach, the movie theater, the mall. You got to go out into the world to see it, to see the secret. And the secret is this. You ever notice that if you're not sure something works or doesn't work, one of the best things to do is to do absolutely nothing. I'm going to tell you why. Because it's 100% real. And once you get to know a woman for about 2 years, 3, 4, 5 years, she feel like she can trust you. That's when the girl lets you say, okay, all right, we can have a hug. Now, the guy that likes the girl, he never gets the hug because to her, he's Michael Myers. He's Jason Voorhees. He's Freddy Krueger. And the other guy, he's, not to say that he's Prince Charming, but he gets accepted because he never asked for nothing. He never wanted nothing from the girl. He wasn't going, I want something between the girl's legs. And that's the same mistake me and you make all the time with women. And we never pick up on it. And the only guys that can pick up on it are guys that are in their 40s, in their 50s, and their 60s. And they can point that out and say, hey, young man that's in his 20s or 30s, the reason why she won't accept you is because you come off desperate, you come off too strong, and you keep trying to force her to say yes when her answer's no. Now, I know you guys are going to say that's hypocritical because if it's a basketball player or a football player, she'll automatically throw herself to the athlete. Okay, what that's about is that the basketball player and the football player is using his fame and his fortune to bypass all of the women's defense mechanisms and make her say yes. It works now, but you see what happened to Stephen Curry, right? He's a professional basketball player that's won 3 NBA championships, gone to the NBA Finals 4 years in a row, and you see what's happened to him. And he's a multi-millionaire that's 10 times rich. So you may get away with being rich and famous and bypassing it. But eventually 5 years or 10 years into that relationship, the girl's gonna go, oh, I gotta shit test you. And you might go, well, I'm rich, I'm famous, you don't need to shit test me. And the girl will go, it doesn't matter if you're rich and famous, I want a shit test. I want to see if you can pass or fail my shit test. And you see what's happening to Stephen Curry, right? That's why I made the video saying looks versus money. So you may be able to use your fame and fortune and get away with it for 5 years, 10 years, but somewhere in year 11, year 12 or 13, the girl's going to get tired of you using money as a way out not to have her test you. Now, the guy who doesn't ask for nothing, the guy that doesn't want anything from anyone, actually gets something. I'm going to explain to you how that works. If you've seen the movie Enter the Dragon, what did Bruce Lee said? Bruce Lee said, when I expand, I contract. When I contract, I expand. When there's an opportunity to hit, I don't hit back. It hits all by itself. And his martial arts master said, no. The enemy hides behind images. Break the images and you will break the enemy. Well, a lot of women think that you're hiding something with an image. So when a woman see you buy her a gift, she look at that as strange and weird and suspicious. And you give off this weird, strange energy when you try to buy her something for Valentine's Day, Christmas, her birthday, and she be trying to figure out why you buying me expensive gifts when I never asked for it. And when you give off that weird, strange energy, she can sense and detect it 7 to 8 times faster. And she'll know it's out of characteristic. She'll know that it's awkward, it's strange, and it don't feel right. And as a result of that, you get 90% of the time you get rejected. And the reason why you get rejected 90% of the time is because if she go in her head like, I never asked nothing for my birthday, I never asked you to buy me nothing for Christmas, but there's a guy that's been friends with her for 6 months, 9 months, and he buy her something for her birthday, and he doesn't get brought to the H&R's office. That's because he wasn't trying to come off as desperate or intimidating. And as a result, she said, okay, I could trust him. He ain't gonna try nothing. The guy who doesn't try anything, just to let you know, that's the guy who gets the sex. Just because he said he don't want it, and I'm not saying you should never tell a woman, I don't want no sex. Women know you want sex. The thing is, you're not supposed to try to make it look so obvious. And when you make everything obvious to a woman, she'll go, okay, he don't like me rejecting him because I told him no. And that's what starts this clash between the nice guys, the good guys, and the super hot, attractive women. Because the guys be like, why is it you give the wrong man sex and me, you make me work for it? And this is how you fall into the trap of working for it. Whenever you hear pickup artists and dating coaches, or you hear players or bad boys say she gonna make you work, what they're trying to tell you is you put yourself in a bad situation where the girl is going to make you work your ass off constantly for her attention and respect. And then you know what the end result is? It's 10 years later, it's 15 years later, it's 20 years later. Extreme cases, 25 to 30 years later. And then when she hits the wall and she's 30, 35, or 40 or 45, it does not matter if you buy her something for her birthday or for Christmas or for Valentine's Day, because she already knows your personality. She knows you're desperate. She knows you are sex-starved for sex. So she just takes it because she feel bad for you and she pity you. So what's the word I'm looking for? You end up getting it by default because what else there's left for her to give you? So she just give it to you because she feels sorry for you. And you see, the answer to this is to not ask or want nothing. Now, I know some guys say, but why I gotta go 6 months, 9 months just to find out if she like me or don't like me when the answer is she never liked me? Now, I'm about to explain it. Now I'm about to tell you something. The more you talk to a girl less, the more you don't talk to the girl, the more you focus on self-improvement and focus on yourself, the more a girl will look at your value going up. You ever notice that when it's a guy she likes, that guy is always gone doing important stuff, and the guy that's always there, she don't feel no sexual attraction for that guy because she see that guy 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So she can't feel nothing for that guy because he's always there. The guy that's never there, that's who she feels the sexual attraction for. And you see, here's the difference between high-level masculine energy and low-level energy. If you're confident in yourself, and I know a lot of guys hate the word confident, you're supposed to not ask or want nothing from the girl. See, if it's a girl you like, you can't do that. Now, if you just want to have sex just to have sex with whores and sluts, then you got to look at my video on how to be a player and a bad boy, and that goes into the same category because those guys don't care if they actually get the girl or not. See, the reason why they end up getting the girl anyway is because they have that mentality of I don't care. And the guy that actually cares, he don't get the girl. See, you got to think about it. A girl always gets gifts all the time. Now, when a girl hit the wall, she don't get no more gifts for her birthday or for Christmas or for Valentine's Day because she hit the wall. She old. And I'm not saying she old as an old, but she's old for sex and dating, that there's no reason for a man. That's why when you hear people say, stop having one-itis, what they mean is you got the hots for one girl, and what they want you to see is they want you to see how full of shit the girl is. So when the girl's 30 years old, you notice no man buys no woman that's 30 or 35 years old. They don't buy her nothing for her birthday. It's her 30th birthday. No man's going to break their neck to go to the store and spend hundreds of dollars for her birthday because she's 30 or 35. But when she was 20, 25, you did it, and what was the end result? It led to 90% rejection. You got rejected 90% of the time because she asked you not to do it and you did it, so now it makes her feel like he's a criminal. Now, in real life, you're not a criminal, but you got to prove to women that you're not a criminal. And the best way to do it is not to ask for nothing or want nothing. And a lot of you guys don't like that concept because you go, well, how am I supposed to get the damn girl if I can't communicate to her that I like her? And I'm telling you, even if that's how you feel, every time you try to communicate to a girl that you like her, you ever notice that when you like the girl, she don't like you 99.99% accurately. But when she hit the wall, she like you, but you ever notice that when she's 30, 35, 40, 99% of the time accurately, you don't like her no more. You know why? Because too much time was lost. It took too damn long. It was 10 years later, 15 years later, it's 20 years later. It took too long for her to finally like you in the way you wanted her to accept you. And that's why I always say, if you don't want to wait no 10 years, no 15 years, no 20 years, or in extreme cases 25 to 30 years, that's why I said do self-improvement. See, self-improvement creates this powerful effect where you don't want anything or you don't need anything from someone. The more you self-improve yourself, the more you don't want anything from no man or no woman. It creates that powerful effect. It creates what they call the halo effect. And then people can sense that level of energy is growing and growing. And then people will gravitate to you and try to find out what is so interesting about you that is not interesting to no one else. The more you self-improve yourself, the more men and women gravitate towards you. More women than men will gravitate towards you because you're self-improving yourself. You're not going to someone for help. You're not going to someone for validation or for respect. Even if you don't ever get the girl. Because a lot of guys be like, I want the girl, I want the girl. And every time you say the word, I want the girl, it goes into the category of a jinx. That means you're never going to get the girl. That's like me saying I want to win an NBA championship if I was a professional basketball player. And the reality is I'm not going to win an NBA championship because since I said I wanted it, I ain't going to get it. And if you want the girl, then you got to go 6 months, 9 months, a year, not trying to make the mistake that all other men make. The reason why most of us make that mistake over and over and over and over again is because we find it hard to believe that if you don't give a girl nothing for her birthday, to us it's not natural. Because we're not used to someone telling you, go 6 months, go 9 months not doing that. But then you go, oh, well, she won't give me a phone number. And you see, I have to make another video called Sometimes You Have to Lose the Girl Before You Can Get the Girl. And the reason why I said sometimes you have to get the girl and then turn around and lose the girl is because it's a concept. But we'll talk about that in a future video because I'm going to make back-to-back videos. Till then, peace.